Hello students, myself Bhagyashree Lakshman Halankar from PESC's RSN College of Arts and Science, Pharmagudi, Ponda Group. You are going to learn in this module Hardening of Plants. This module is from Unit 3 Vegetative Propagation from course code BOD105 and course title Nursery and Gardening. Outline of the module is Introduction of Hardening of Plants, Modes and Methods of Hardening of Plants, Guidelines followed during hardening process, Significance of Hardening of Plants, and Adverse Effect of Hardening on Plants. At the end of the module, you will learn to define hardening of plants, explain the guidelines followed during hardening process, describe the method of hardening of plants, and describe the significance and adverse effects of hardening on plants. Let us learn about the hardening of plants. The term hardening or hardening of includes any treatment that makes the tissues form to withstand unfavorable environment like low temperature, high temperature, and hot dry wind. Hardening of plants is the process of exposing transplants or seedlings gradually to outdoor conditions. Hardening enables the transplants to withstand the changes in environmental conditions they will face when planted outside in the garden. Hardening also encourages a change from soft succulent growth to a firmer hard growth. It is a physiological process wherein the plants accumulate more carbohydrate reserves and produce additional cuticle on the leaf surface. Let us learn the ways of hardening. There are different ways which are being followed for hardening the plants. You can harden the plant by holding the water to the plant 4 to 5 days before transplanting. The plants can be also hardened by lowering the temperature or by slowly increasing the sunlight. This will retard the growth and adds to the hardening process. Plants can be also hardened by application of 4000 part per million sodium chloride with irrigation water or by spraying 2000 part per million of Psychocell. Psychocell is a growth regulator. Hardening of ladyfinger plant by slowly increasing the sunlight, you can see in this picture. In the first picture, you can see the seedling before hardening wherein the stem is still green in color. In the second picture, you can see the seedling after hardening wherein the stem has changed the color from green to brown. Let's learn the guidelines which are being followed during hardening process. You have to keep in mind that air temperature is often warmer than soil temperature. Plants should be hardened according to their kind so that there is an assurance of high percentage of survival and slow growth under the condition to be expected at the time of transplanting. Hardening should be gradual to protect the plant from sudden shock. Warm season crops like tomato, brinjal, and chilies do not favor severe hardening. In Indian condition, allowing the soil to become dry for 5 to 6 days induces hardening of plants. Let us learn the methodology which is being followed in hardening of plants. Hardening of plants should be started 1 to 2 weeks prior to setting out plants in your garden. The easiest way to harden transplants is to place them outside in a shaded, protected spot on warm days and bringing them in at night if the conditions are frosty. During hardening, gradually increase the time of exposure to sunlight. Tender seedlings should not be put outdoors on windy days or when temperatures are very low. Even cold, hardy plants will be hurt if exposed to freezing temperatures before they are hardened. Reduce the frequency of watering to slow down the plant growth, but check that plants should not be allowed to wilt. The shade nets or polythene sheets are often removed from the roof at the later stage of hardening process in big nurseries. In the first picture, you can see the cowpea seedlings undergoing hardening process. In the second picture, you can see the cashew nut plants undergoing late stage of hardening in the nursery. Let us learn the significance of hardening in plants. Hardening improves the quality and modifies the nature of colloids in the plant cell, enabling them to resist the loss of water. Hardening also increases the presence of dry matter and decreases the percentage of freezable water. It decreases the rate of transpiration per unit area of a leaf. Hardening also decreases the internodal growth in plants. Hardened plants can withstand better against unfavorable weather conditions like hot day, winds, or low temperature. Hardening of the plants increases the waxy coating on the leaf surface of cabbage. It enables the transplants to withstand the changes in environmental conditions that they will face when planted outside in the garden or in the field. Hardening encourages a change from soft, succulent growth to a firmer, harder growth. Let us learn the adverse effect of hardening on plants. The hardening process is intended to slow plant growth. If carried out to the extreme, it can significantly damage the crop. For example, cauliflower will produce thumb-sized hairs and fail to develop further. Certain crops fail to grow if they are hardened. For example, cucumber and melon plants stop growing if subjected to hardening. Let us summarize. Hardening of plants is the process of exposing transplants or seedlings gradually to outdoor conditions. You have learnt in this module the guidelines which are being followed during hardening process. You also learnt the different ways and method of hardening of plants. The plants can be hardened by slowly decreasing the supply of water or gradually decreasing the temperature or gradually increasing the sunlight. The plants can be also hardened by supplying or treating them with sodium chloride or spraying them with the psychocell. The significance and adverse effect of hardening on plants you have also studied. Hardening enables the transplants to withstand the changes in environmental conditions they will face, and when planted outside in the garden, they will be growing well, okay, but some plants gets damaged when they are hardened. These are the online references which are being used for the preparation of module. Thank you.